Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. This is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle show, hosted by the founder of this platform, Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK, and myself, Roland Friedl. How important is your health and fitness to you? We show you how you can easily eat healthier every day, how you can improve your fitness and recover much quicker after your exercises and workouts. Families will learn how to optimize their children's health and nutrition. And finally, you will also hear how you live a long, healthy and fit life into your old age. Join us here on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is USA Global TV and Radio, where we proudly provide world-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. I'm Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK, and our show today is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle. And today we're going to be talking all about the sun, getting out into the sun, enjoying the sun, getting that golden glow. We're going to look at some of the myths, possibly, and some of the positives, and maybe some of the, I should watch out for this. So joining me is the star of our show. His name is Roland Friedl. He is joining us from somewhere in Europe, as he has been living a wireless life for years now. He is an entrepreneur, a mompreneur. He's a coach to some of the biggest companies in the world. He's also an author, and he's joining us today. Let's welcome Roland. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Jacalyn. Great to see you. Thank you. And thank you for welcoming again. And by the way, you look amazing. I love your clothes.
Thank you. You're always so sweet. I appreciate it. You look wonderful as well. And I'm excited to be doing this show because I know when I met you in person in Vienna, we actually had a different perspective in reference to sunglasses and the sun. So I'm looking forward to getting into that as well. But before we do that, why don't you tell people a little bit about what you're doing here on the platform, the network, and also outside of this?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, first of all, to be honest, I'm a very proud member or a family member of the USA Global TV and Radio family. My career here started actually 4 years ago. I guess it was in September or something. First of all, I was a guest on a show, and then I started with the Mallorca Connection, a show. I guess we did 140 Mallorca Connection shows. I interviewed different people. I shared my wisdom in different areas of my life. Then we have the It's Your Healthy Lifestyle show, which was a huge, I don't know, something that I'm very into it because health is so important, but we'll talk about it later. We did an amazing Wild at Heart, a men's show just for men, about men, with men. Earth show, Planet Earth show. What else? Talking Heads, the business shows. And I'm very happy that actually 3 weeks ago, and today's show number 4. Yeah, show number 4. We'll start afterwards this one. They're running the first German show, the Mutmacher show, which means in English, the Encourager show from the Encourager movement. So that's here. I guess it's a total about 400 shows, and I actually love it. because what we do is, as it says in the intro, it's about world-class education, hope, and inspiration. And I think in days like this, with all this crisis we are facing the last years, many people are scared, insecure, they don't know what to do. And I think it's so important that we really bring a positive contribution and inspiration to these people. And yeah, that's what I'm doing here, and I love it.
Fantastic. Thank you. You can tell you're passionate about it. Something else I think is interesting, I just want to share with you before we get into the topic is I'm continuously meeting new people. I'm traveling around. It's been an amazing experience. And what I'm finding is many people have their own podcast. And it's interesting because when I look at what people are doing, which is amazing, right? We want people to get out there and share their voice and their story. We have come so far. And it's because of us as a team supporting each other and helping one another that our shows are actually turned into podcasts on all the podcasts, I'd say the major podcast platforms, but we really are live streaming television. And cable television, as we know, is going by the wayside from my research. I don't even have cable anymore. I just have live streaming. And it's basically watching what you want when you want to watch it, and being able to go back over and over again. So I just want to thank you for taking this journey with me, Roland, and also for branching out into your German show, Die Mutmacher Show, so, and bringing on guests from Germany and other parts of the world. So thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. And again, it's like Jacalyn, I love the platform. I love all the other colleagues. I learned some, I don't know all of them because we're running so many shows with so many colleagues, but I met some of them online, and it's always cool, to interact, to network, to learn from each other, to support each other. So a big applause and a big shout out to you that you're building up this, and you give us the possibility to share our experience and knowledge, because I know, sorry for this term, but I know that's a hell of work to build a broadcast. And as you said, a lot of people are doing podcasts. I also started a German podcast, and it's a hell of work, and it's not working like I was expecting to. But here you're closely in USA Global TV Radio. We have 140,000 subscribers on the 2 channels, and it's growing and growing and growing. And honestly, I think the best is yet to come. I think we didn't even start. We didn't even start. Like, the best is to come. We build a good foundation. I guess we have a good foundation. We have cool team members, cool topics, cool shows. We go international, and I guess we the best is yet to come.
Absolutely. We do have some people who are going to be onboarding their shows as we go into the fall here in the US. And we also have someone, Justin came back last night. He was on a hiatus for 3 months. We've got Dr. Lee Lewis, who's joining. We also have someone who's doing special events. I don't want to say this person's name yet, but who might be coming on as a TV show host as well. So lots of exciting things going on. And now we'll get into our topic, the Golden Glow, why the sun is your secret health ally. So I like to just start with this because you and I are around the same age. I'm older than you, but I remember growing up, sitting outside.
You look better than me. You look better than me.
No, but I would put the sun in my hair. They used to have sun in. It was in a bottle. You would spray and you sit outside, and you'd have those reflective screens so that your face would get tan. And it was all about how tan can you get, and what's the smallest bathing suit you can possibly wear so that most of your body is tan. And then fast forward a number of years, it's like, oh, here in the US, like, do not go out in the sun unless you have on this sunscreen, this tanning lotion, and even put on this white, I don't even know what it is. Like, it's this thick white pasty stuff. So now where I am in my life, I don't go out in the sun unless I'm wearing a giant hat, big sunglasses, long sleeves, and long pants. And people will laugh at me. I'm like, well, I don't want to get sunburned. So there you go.
A good starting point. Yeah, I think there are a lot of myths about sun, and I know you spend a lot of time in Florida. I spent many years in the Mediterranean areas and in other countries where a lot of sun is. To be honest, I also thought that the sun is not good for my health. There's a lot of stuff about protect yourself with sunglasses, with skin protection, stuff like that, for cancer reasons and stuff like that. And I did a lot of research about this, and it changed everything. So to make it clear, I don't use sunglasses except when I'm driving my motorhome and the sun is in front of me. So I don't. There's no risk for an accident. So when the sun is in front of me, so I take sunglasses. But then I stopped wearing sunglasses. I stopped many years ago using sun cream and stuff like that, because I found out that the sun is so important. And the reason I found it, my first studies on the university in Karl Franzens University in Graz in Austria, I was studying history, and I still love history. And I was very deep into Egyptian history, the pharaohs thousands of years ago. When I did a trip on the Nile, in a cruise on the Nile in Egypt, and I did a lot of studying. And one of their goddesses, the highest goddess of them, is Ra. Ra means the sun, the god of the sun. And I thought, why? Why is the sun so important? And so I did a lot of research on that. I found out, first of all, I guess everything will be with me. Without the sun, there is no life on Earth. We need sun. We need the energy of the sun. Otherwise, there's nothing is growing. So we need sun. We know from people who are in a prison, in a dark room for many times. And I was in a dark room for 3 days, just in this experience. This was awful. It was awful for me. But it was this amazing experience. Just 3 days, 72 hours, 100% dark. So we need the sun. We need the sunlight. I guess we have to differentiate between the sun that has many positive effects to our physical and mental health. I go a little bit deeper later after that. And the other thing is the sun can also be a risk, because most people don't know how to handle it. And I give an example. I remember when I went the first time to Sicily 40 years ago. I will never forget this. And there are a lot of British people here in Europe. They're known as, very white skin, because they don't have much sun there. It's very cloudy, a lot of rain. And then they go to, I don't know, Italy, Spain, Portugal for 1 week or 2 weeks, depending how much vacation they can afford. And what they do is they lie in the sun the whole day, even at high noon, the sun is really hot. I mean, no animal is so stupid to lie in the sun at noon, because you burn your skin. Of course, you get blisters, you burn skin, and this produces cancer. That's true. But that's the one side. This is the one side of the scale of the sun. Of course, this is stupid. Nobody does this. No animal goes in high noon in the sun and just do sunbathing. No animal does it. But some bloody tourists do it, and then they get cancer, of course. And from there it comes. Yes, sun is dangerous. You need a lot of sun protection and stuff like that. I've been living 14 years in Spain without using any sun cream, and I never get burned. I never get cancer. Nothing. It's all about how you handle it. Go a little bit. But I guess maybe you have more question on that.
Yeah, I think you brought up some really good points there. So one thing I wanted to address is that my mother, may she rest in peace, she played tennis 5 days a week on a tennis team with people much younger than she was. And she would be out there for an hour and a half. And I don't know that she used sunscreen initially, but she ended up with, I believe, 72 skin cancers, 2 of which were melanoma. My father also had melanoma. You can see all this sun damage on my chest that I could get lasered off, which I'm not going to do. But when you watch someone go through that, I don't know if you've ever seen it, the Mohs surgery, where they cut away levels of your skin to get to where it's not cancer, and it's not pretty. So based on that and what I witnessed with my mother, I decided that everything in moderation, but I was not ever going to be sitting out in the sun. And I've had friends who literally would put baby oil on and just go out at noon, like the heat of the sun, and just lie out there. And I'd be like, no, I'm not joining you. So I do believe for vitamin D levels, it's important to get sun. I know there's been a time in my life when I had low vitamin D levels, and I thought it's pretty obvious because I don't go out in the sun. So I will take a walk, but I will be pretty much covered up. And I don't use sunscreen because I believe that they are literally chemicals just going into your skin, and I don't want that. So I feel like I have to cover up. And sometimes even when I go out for a walk, maybe on the back of my neck right here where it's exposed, I'll have a burn mark because my skin burns easily. But I'm always wearing sunglasses as well. They're prescription, because I've always been told that, never look into the sun. Like if there's an eclipse, they'll say never look into it, but it actually hurts my eyes. So I'm sure maybe to your point, if I did it more often, maybe it wouldn't hurt my eyes, but I think sunglasses look pretty cool. And that's what I told you when I was in Vienna. I was like, yeah, it's a look, and they're also prescription.
I get you. Well, yeah, that's true. Sunglasses is cool, man. No commercially, but I only had brothers, all the time. But I gave it away. Yeah, I want to talk about two things. First of all, just a disclaimer: I'm not a medical doctor. Okay, I just talk from my own experience from a friend, and the research I did, but I'm not a medical doctor. Okay, so when we talk about sunglasses and looking in the sun, what I do is I look in the sun directly, which is good. We know all that it's good for your amygdala, it's good for your eyes, but I do it early in the morning when I wake up on the beach. I go walk my dog early in the morning when the sun rises. Then I look directly in the sun as long as I can stand it, but not at noon. Okay, so I do it early in the morning, and everyone who is with me who knows that the sun is good for our eyes does it early in the morning. Okay, that's one point. Early in the morning, I really look directly into the sun and I meditate for 5 to 10 minutes, something like that. And we know that this is really healthy and good for your eyes. And other stuff, I go to deeper level. So looking in the sun is good, but not at noon. So when the sun rises in the morning, then it's very, very healthy. And all the gurus in India do it when they meditate. They do it early in the morning when the sun rises, because the sun is not that strong. It's not damaging your eyes. And I know that the Egyptians did it too, what I found from my research. So that's one thing. Sunglasses is nice sketches, but it says it's better when you have the sun, but you don't look directly in the sun. Yeah, not during the day, all in the morning. That's one thing. Secondly, when we talk about the skin, as I said it's not about having an oily body and be like a chicken on the roast. I remember in 1992 there was the World Exhibition in Sevilla in Spain, and there was a lot of stuff going on, and they had an opening, and in this opening they had wagons with different stuff on that, and on one wagon they had human beings, I guess students, something like that, very oily, and I guess they had a brown color on their body, and they have been on a chicken roast. And I said, yeah, that's the stupid Germans and Brits who come for vacation for 1 or 2 weeks, and they're roasting in the sun, and then they say the sun is not good. You will never see a Spanish person or an Italian person or a Greek person lying in the sun between 10 a.m. in the morning and 4 or 5 p.m. All my Spanish friends, I've been living 14 years in Spain. We went to the beach early in the morning, and we left when the tourists came, not only because of the tourists, because the sun is too hot and not healthy enough. And we went back to the beach around 5 p.m., something like that. Okay, so with the sun is good, but we have to go into the sun on the right timing, early in the morning and late afternoon, evening, not during the day. As I said, no animal, no cat wants to walk in the hot sun during the day. And that's where it's coming from, because sun is dangerous, because bloody tourists went into the sun during the day. So I just repeat myself. So that's a different, okay, using the sun, because it has a lot of health benefits, early mornings until 9, 10 p.m., depending on the area where you are, and after 5 p.m. when it's not so hot. And then it's really healthy. And as you said, Dr. Jacalyn, it has a lot of health benefits. As you're producing vitamin D. Vitamin D is very, very important for many, many things. For example, for strong bones. A lot of people are suffering from weak bones, osteoporosis. It lowers your blood pressure. You sleep much better when you get the sun. It reduces stress. It increases your energy, and also when it comes through your eyes. It heals inflammation. Most people have inflammations because of their weak diet. So inflammation, I say, it strengthens your bones. It reduces depression, so it's better for your mood. And that's the reason why the people living in the South are much more happier. They're always outside. They're communicating, not sitting alone in front of a gaming or TV set or whatever. They're outside. They're communicating. Young, old people, everywhere they're outside, but not at noon. Okay, at noon. I know it from Spain and I know it from Italy. I go back to Italy, to Sicily in 2 weeks. At noon, everybody shuts down the windows, shuts down the door. Everything is dark and cold inside the house. And they get out in the morning, they get out in the evening, but not from 10, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nobody does this. Nobody does this. And that's we have to distinguish. During the day, it's not good, but it's had many benefits. As I said, it also improves healing in general. The sun has a healing, is healing you. It promotes longevity. Yeah, the cognitive function is much better in sun, but again, in the morning and in the evening, not on noon, not on noon.
In the
That's
moderation. Yeah,
moderation.
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad that you shared that. And I think there's something about having that little suntan glow, that, that little, wow, you look a little bronzed, or it's just, I think you feel healthier when you have a little bit of color. But there's also, like I mentioned, all the sun damage that I have from decades ago. But I do know that for me, I am definitely not going to be a person putting on sunscreen and suntan lotion, because if when I just think about my mother, how much stuff she had on her, and because she just loved the tennis and she was out in the heat of the day. So the other thing I thought was interesting when I lived in Florida was it seemed that there were many more cases of skin cancer than when I lived in New Jersey or anywhere else. And at one point I even said to my mother, do you think that these doctors are just saying that, it could be this, it could be that, just for more money? And she said, I don't really know, because I know there's different types of skin cancer. There's different levels of it. And many that she had was at the first level, which I can't think of the name of it. Do you know the name?
No, but the point is, when we talk about skin cancer or any kind of cancer, there are always different causes or root causes where it comes. Of course, when you have a weak diet, when you smoke and stuff like that, all together, and then you go in at noon in the sun, or you play tennis in the sun because you sweat in the sun, and when you're sweating, then the intent, it's much more intense. Like when you're swimming in the sea. We know the first meter, meaning the first two feet, the sun is intense. Then when you go deeper, not anymore. And then, of course, it's like when I see people who you mentioned in the beginning, Dr. Jacalyn, sitting in the sun with this kind of silver reflectors. That is the worst thing you can do. That's not really healthy. People do it to get a faster suntan, but it's not really healthy. It's being in moderation out of them. But to be honest, I used sun protection when I was serving in Bali. I've been several times in Bali serving the waves, sorry. And so I was always out in the sun, wet, and I used not the sun cream, but, this, as you mentioned, this white paste you put on, especially I had it here on the nose and here on my cheeks. That's I used it because I got burned. I found that I got burned on this area when I was serving. Surfing, yeah. But again, it's all in moderation. But I've been living in Spain for many years. And I remember when I moved to Spain, I found an article because there are many Germans and Brits living on the island. And it was in a German newspaper published in Mallorca on the island. And it said, people moving here, skin cancer rates go up quickly. And I said, wow, okay, why is this? It's incredible because I know other countries. I've been living in Bali. I've been living in so many places, and I've spent many times in Mexico and other places. Never heard about it. And then I saw the other Germans, Austrians, or Scandinavian, these frozen guys from Scandinavia, from the north, and the Brits and whatever. And of course, they moved there, and they're always out in sun. But they have been living for 20, 30, 40 years in the northern hemisphere, and the skin was not used to it. And I give you an example. When I was driving to Palma, to the capital, in my convertible, in summer, my roof was always closed during the day. I was driving my convertible early in the morning, late afternoons, evening, but not during the day. I did it once, and I said, oh my God, it's so hot, especially when you don't move, because you don't feel the wind. When you're in town and you stop in front of a lighting, of a cross and a lighting, I said, oh my gosh, I cannot drive a convertible. It's it's too hot. It burns my head. I get a headache. So I was always driving my convertible close. But all the other guys moving there, I escaped, the frozen Scandinavian countries or England or whatever. I can drive my convertible the whole day. And then no wonder that they get a sunburn. And no wonder that they get cancer. Yeah, it was too much for the body because, and again, it's all about moderation. Like everything too much is toxic. Whatever it is, sun, alcohol, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
But it's not the fault of the sun.
It's funny because pretty much every car I've ever had has a moon roof. They call it sunroof, moonroof, and I never open it. In fact, when I'm buying a car, I'm like, why are you even getting it? Because you're not going to open it because I'm not going to be sitting there with the sun beating in on me. That's just not something I'm going to do. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the craze for a very long time in the States. I don't know about outside the States, but for tanning beds and spray tans. And so I actually have in the past, I'm going to say years ago, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, I went and got a couple of spray tans where you just stand there and they spray with these chemicals. And today I wouldn't do that. But what are your thoughts on spray tans and or tanning beds? I already knew that answer.
I'm sorry for that. No, because again, I mean, when somebody goes in moderation, and especially you're very white skin and you go on vacation in the South or you move to the South because it was your dream. Every day a little bit, start with 5 minutes in the morning, start then 10 minutes and 15 minutes. So your body gets used to the sun. Yeah. Because people who are raised and born in the South, they don't get cancer. They don't get, and they're out in the sun, fishermen or people working in their farms, they don't get cancer because their body is used to it. And again. So no spray, nothing, because there are a lot of chemical stuff, and we know that a lot of chemicals produce cancer. It's not the sun, it's the chemicals in your skin that can produce cancer. No, not at all. Don't use anything. I mean, some people are using native oils like olive oil for the skin, can help, but can also be dangerous because when it can increase the intensity of the sun when you use the oil on your body. But again, no, nothing. The best is nothing. I know that some medical doctors will say yes, but yeah, I know, but I'm talking from my own experience. I've been living many years in the South, and I'm from the North. I'm from the Alps, frozen. I'm a frozen Austrian from the Alps, from the mountains, and I moved to the South, and my body got used to it, but slowly.
Wonderful. I want to talk about a different aspect of the sun because it's actually timely. As we're speaking, the sun is coming out here in southern New Jersey, and we've been deluged with rain with a nor'easter that came through for the last 3 days. And what I noticed this morning was I was feeling something negative. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't want to put a label on it, but I just felt a little like blah. And now that I see the sun coming out, I just feel, wow, this is amazing. So I feel like the sun has a major impact on our emotions. And let's talk a little bit about that.
100%, Dr. Jacalyn, 100%. That's why people living in the South are so happy. Even they're always happy. As I said, because there are many reasons. Because sun is positive for your mood. We know that your vitamin D, your health. But what is also interesting is the social part. What I see when I've been living in Spain, or what I see when I go to South to Morocco or Italy, wherever I go, or in Asia, when it's warm and sunny outside, people spend much more time outside, meaning spending much more time with other people and communicating with other people. Yeah, all people bringing their chairs outside. Again, not at noon, bringing their chairs outside, sitting in front of their small houses in the village and communicating with others, or sitting in a nice cafe on a terrace and people are communicating. They're happy. It's the sun. It's one point. We know they have a lot of health benefits from mental health benefits, but also physical health benefits. But it's also about the social part. When it's sunny, you are outside. When it's cold and stormy, you stay inside and you communicate less, you socialize less. So it's also the social part that is very healthy and very, very good also for your mental health. 100%. That's the reason, since I've been living from Mallorca after 14 years, and I moved into my motorhome, traveling Europe and working remotely. I love this. I love the summers in the north because it's not so hot. I want to be outside the whole day because I love nature, walk my dogs, do my sports outside, but not in Spain or not in Italy in summer. It's too hot and it's not healthy. So I go north. But actually, in 2 weeks, I'm heading south again and spending the next 5 months south in where it's warmer and it's sunny, because it's good for my mental health, and I love to be outside. I love to communicate with people, and yeah, it's the sun, especially in summer. That's why so many people here in Europe or people in general living in the northern hemisphere. I mean, in the southern hemisphere they go to summertime, but in the northern hemisphere here we go into wintertime. So all the people who can afford it try to escape at least. And what we say in Austria, say we want to shorten the winter. Meaning most of my friends go at least for 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks. They go to Asia or the Caribbean just to shorten the winter here, because the sky here, well, we have nice winter days with blue skies too, but most of the time, especially in the cities, it's gray. And it's not about the temperatures, because you can put on some warm stuff, but it's always gray outside. You don't see much of the sun, and this goes on your mood. People are depressed. As I said, they're sitting at home. Most people are singles, so sitting at home alone, getting depressed. When you're depressed, we all know you drink more alcohol, taking drugs, or any food addiction, and then you're in this negative cycle. So the best way is escaping the winter and be in a sunny state, like in Florida, for example.
I know when I just was in the south of Greece, it was absolutely magnificent every single day. And it just does affect your mood. I think you feel more energetic or more hopeful, more inspired. But I know with all the rain that we've had here in the East Coast of the States, that now, like, looking outside and the sun's not fully out, but it's trying to come out, and it just gives me hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I guess what's a good alternative is, because now the technique is really good, is when you live in an area and you cannot escape the winter, when you live in North Russia, going in, how do you call it? We call it a sun studio, and taking a sun bath in these machines for 5 minutes is also an option. We know that this has also health benefits.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
We call it solarium. We call it solarium. This is where you lie in naked, and you close it for 5 minutes, and then you get artificial sun from both sides. And this also has it's very popular in Europe.
We call that tanning bed.
A tanning bed, okay. So, and when it's a good one with good lamps, really the good quality, it can also have health benefits if you don't go every day and too long. It's not about getting a tan, it's not about getting dark brown, it's not about to become a brownie. It's about going into maybe 2 or 3 times a week for 5 minutes. Also has health benefits, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're coming towards the end of our show, and I just wondered if you have any final thoughts that you want to share with people about the golden glow.
Yeah, again, I just repeat, the sun is healthy. It's not your enemy, but you have to know how to do it. So go in the mornings and in the afternoons, not on noon. And what I highly recommend is try it in the morning when the sun rises, without any glasses. Look in the sun. It gives you energy. It takes some time. And if you have issues with the sun, because your sun is you're not used to sun, what most of my friends did is, what I highly recommend is, take some supplements. I said I'm not a fan of this toxic chemical cream on your body, but you can put some supplements. I started taking Just Plus 31 years ago, 1994, and it helped me when I moved to the south, not getting sunburns with this product. So you can take supplements, for example. This is omega's acids are very good. It's reducing inflammation, it's protecting your skin, and it's good for your eyes, by the way. And this is berries. Actually, they're fruits, wedges, and berries. It's coming to an end, so I mixed all 3 bottles in one. So I just have the berry bottle here. So it's just a natural product that I'm taking since I've been starting in 1994, so 31 years ago. And it helped me to, even when I'm longer times in the sun, not getting a sunburn. I'm not a tennis player. In Spain, we used to play paddle. It's a kind of tennis. It's a kind of mixture between playing a double in tennis and badminton, because you also use the backwards and something like that. And I was exposed to the sun, so I was taking supplement and helped me not to get a sunburn. But again, the sun is not your enemy, but you have to know when and how long. That's my final quote.
All right. How can people reach out to you, and who would you like to contact you?
Well, who wants to contact me? Everyone who wants to contact me, who wants to know this guy, this crazy Austrian guy here, who's talking about the sun and other stuff that sounds a bit weird for you in the beginning. Yeah, I love to be honest, I love to know the people. I love to share and care and networking and meet people. And it's not about that you have to contact me because you have an issue and you need help. Or contact me if you want. So maybe we go a part of the way together, or become friends, or if you say no, it's nothing in. And the best way to contact me is send me an email. It's office@mynamerolandfriedl.com. I spell it for you. It's office@ ROLANDFRIEDL.com, rolandfriedl.com. And my final saying is, if you say, hey, what this guy is doing here on the screen, I would like to do the same. And as I said, I started 4 years ago here in USA Global TV and Radio without any experience of doing moderation on TV or on radio. If you want to join the team, let us know. You're more than welcome. Maybe you have an interesting topic to share. More than welcome. Join us here on USA Global TV and Radio. It can be a game changer for you, and maybe you have maybe you start a new career. Welcome.
All right. Thank you so much for being here today.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, sorry, I was on mute. Thank you for being here, and we really do appreciate all of the comments that you shared about the glowing, radiating sun and how there's some tremendous health benefits. And again, as we like to say, please, everyone, do your own research. We're not medical doctors here. We're just sharing information for education. Do your own research and follow whatever path your life takes you on. We hope that it's a healthy one and that it's filled with the wealth of health.
Thank you, everyone. And if you speak German or just want to have fun when you don't understand any German, stay tuned. We start in 23 minutes with the German show, with the Encourager, with the Mutmacher show. If you speak German, join. If you just want to have fun and listen to her strange language, join us too.
All right. And please do subscribe to our channels. We have USA Global TV and Radio, and also Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK on YouTube. And of course, we're streaming so many places, but that's where we get a lot of our good data and information. All right. We're signing off for now, and we will see you shortly on the Die Mutmacher show.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover holy but harmful, the silent sin of judgment, how hidden judgments destroy relationships and damage lives, by Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
In a world craving connection, one platform dared to dream bigger. USA Global TV and Radio, a beacon for global voices, authentic storytelling, and elevated listening. Led by visionary Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK, the journey from a spark to a global force is now captured in one inspiring book. Honored with YouTube's Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. Discover the evolution, the challenges, the triumphs, and the unstoppable spirit that created a global movement. Executive producer Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK. Music score by Yeffy Tang. Creative director Paul Garcia. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Now an Amazon #1 new release in paperback and ebook. Broadcasting brilliance, the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio is inspiring readers around the world. Join the movement that's redefining global media one story at a time.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Tracy Cram-Perkins, a dementia caregiving survivor teaching how to balance care with peace of mind. #1 resource for dementia caregivers. It's the book Dementia Home Care: How to Prepare Before, During, and After. Over 17,000 copies sold of this must-have guide. And now a testimonial from Tracy Smith.
If I was to describe this book to someone who is going through a similar situation, I would underscore how important it is to have some sort of a tool or a guidebook to help you through certain stages. And there's so many, it's such an unknown topic to the average person. And to have this as a reference is essential. It's going to help you get through it personally, as well as help your loved one manage.
To learn more, go to tracycramperkins.com. Tracy Cram-Perkins is an award-winning author. She's also the host of Dementia Home Care television show. Watch it here on USA Global TV and Radio.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.